Hi everyone. I just wanted to give a quick overview of what I was thinking when I put this together in H5P. And I also want to show you, after I just do a little quick overview, I just want to show you the inner workings of H5P so you get a better idea of what I was trying to accomplish and what I was able to. Basically, H5P is a little bit um, buggy and constraining. And this particular template is actually it's beta, so I figure they're going to get better with that later on. But it kind of has to be simple, and it's kind of good that it is simple. It keeps it consistent as well. So basically, if you I don't know if you've gone through the course or not, you can see some of the things. Like I couldn't even change the button colors. The background was gray. It's just the way it's going to be. I couldn't make the audio play automatically, so it has to toggle on and off. So little things like that, kind of change your ultimate design goal. But at the end it worked. It works fine, and this is just a really good way to use some of these templates if you don't want to get a course authoring software. This is actually a really great alternative that you can just plug in and share with your students right away without paying anything really. So you go through. There's an introduction. I wanted to make it like as much as a scenario that kind of played in with what I was trying to teach as well. So it kind of ties in with what the situation is and the ultimate goal of what the whole lesson is for. So here's an example of I wanted the video to play automatically, but what happened is that it would bleed into other frames, and the other scenarios even. So I couldn't get the video to stop. It has to be this way. So once you play it, I did manage to get closed captioning, which was nice, and thanks to the feedback of everybody, and I got it in there. The correct answer is on the bottom on these. I just did it so it'd be easier to go through. I can mix those up later on. Uh, the incorrect one goes back to a kind of a revision video, and I guess I'll just go through that real quick. So you play the video, and basically these will actually go to other lessons that are outside of the game. So if you want to do that, the student is welcome to do that. But other than that, you just go back to where you started again. You can play the video again. If you hit proceed, you can go and get either some more feedback. This one, the middle one, which is kind of like sort of right, uh, doesn't give you any points. It just takes you to the next scene. This one does give you feedback. The correct answer gives you feedback, and you get the 20 points. So then you proceed and do the same. And that's pretty much the same through the scenarios. There's the other scenario I wanted to kind of bring out was the one with the actual 360 video on it. Let me get to it real quickly. Okay, so this one's a little different because it does have the 360 video in it, and I just put some examples of a hotspot. This will actually give you a idea of how H5P is set up and what you do. You actually put in the videos. You can add interactions in a summary task if you want. And from here, they'll give you some other options, but they're all kind of basic, and you're kind of stuck with them. But you do get to put in questions, and there's a whole range of you could do drag and drops and on top of this video. So I let it go on without any audio so that it doesn't cut off, and that the student will be able to explore this as they as they want. So that's why this goes on for as long as it does. So once you finish with that, you finish the last question. Hopefully you get it right, and then you just go into the kind of summary and conclusion aspect of it. And here you go. You get your grand total of 100 points if you do them all. And I wasn't able, here's another limitation of H5P. I wasn't able to add a timer, for instance, which I really wanted to do. I wanted to add some sounds to the feedback. So all of those had to be kind of put aside. The only reason I used H5P for this instead of Storyline was because I was able to use a 360 video in it and make it interactive. So it's still, it worked, but not as much as I wanted it to. I think Storyline would have been a better tool for this ultimately. But that's how Storyline, H5P works. All right, so let's look at this. I want to share with you because if nothing else, if you don't want to use H5P for a branching scenario, you can actually use it as a kind of a mapping tool, which is, for free. This is great. I combined it with my storyboard and kind of worked both of them off together. So I was able to just plug it right in. Once I saw how the branching worked in here, so like if you want to branch content, you just hit one of these and drag it over. And it's so intuitive, it's really easy to use. If you ever need something to map a class with or a learning object that you're doing, highly recommend H5P. Even as a mock-up. So you could just do this as a mock-up. At the end you save it and you can run it, almost like you would for, like if you were using PowerPoint to storyboard something. So that's the software I used in a nutshell and how I used it. Altogether, I think I used Illustrator for the badges, Photoshop, After Effects, Crazy Talk, and then H5P and YouTube, I guess, and Blender. So there was a lot of moving parts to this. Anyways, I hope you liked it, and if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer. All right, thanks.